Yeah, and people get endorphin rushes, not just with pulling hair, biting skin, even cutting. There's like a little chemical rush that makes them at some chemical level feel good.
Yeah.
So the mechanism is already there. The propulsion mechanism is always there to get them to feel good. We just got to find a way for them to feel good in a way that they don't just feel good, but is actually good for them as well.
Yeah.
And it's something else actually just occurred to me. Don't talk to them.
Talk
Talk to the unconscious. Yeah, get
yeah,
them out of the way
yeah,
and
yeah,
just let
yeah,
look, they're gone now. Okay, we know you've learned this behavior and it serves a purpose, and you know how to change it, because there was a time you probably didn't do it, wasn't there? There's many times you don't do it. So I want you to change it, reduce it down. And I had a client came in, and she it wasn't pulling hair. She had alopecia, so her hair was falling out the back. So she came in with this red hairband, and it was all stress related, totally stress related. So I just got her to relax and chill out more and leave her husband. No, I didn't get her to leave her husband. She eventually left her husband. Yeah, that wasn't down to me. I just said relax. And she went, "It's his fault. I don't need him anymore." So she reframed her marriage. But she came in for a couple of sessions, and this is a good thing actually, because the person said they're working with OCD and addictive people. So great, you've got a long-term program now, haven't you? For these people, because they're very compulsive. So she came in for a couple of the follow-up sessions because she was now really curious. She goes, "Look, my hair's starting to grow back." I said, "Well, it's because you're relaxed now. And your body's not burning off all that energy, and you can put energy back into growing the system." She goes, we can't go back to the creativity one. She goes, "Can we do anything about it to speed it up?" And I went, "I don't know, but let's find out." Close your eyes. And did a 6-step reframe, did some IMRs. You know how to grow hair, don't you? And I go, "Yes." And I assume you know how to speed it up, don't you? "Yes." "Okay, would you accelerate the growing of the hair on the back?" And I went, "No, not the back," because I would have a back on the back of her head. "Yes." And then I got a little bit creative, and I remember saying, because the bit at the top's growing quicker than the bit at the bottom because it's all downy, so you can get the bit at the top to teach the bit at the bottom how to do it. A month later, she came in and she had like a stripe where this part was growing quicker than this part. And I just remember, again, one of those epiphany moments, thinking, she didn't know how to do that, but she did.
Yes, she did.
Don't talk to the conscious minds. Have the conversation with the unconscious and let it work things out.
And I think that works for the next one as well, actually, because this is from Marco in Rome. He says it's exactly a week today since he had an operation to have his retinas reattached, and he's on the mood. He's on the mend, so fabulous.
Yeah, well done. Pleased to hear that.
Fabulous. So he says he saved the eyes of a hypnotist. So of course the naughtiness in me wants to know which hypnotist specifically. So now he says he thanks us.
He thanks us.
He thanks us because while he was being operated on, he could hear our voices resound with a reassuring tone and just looking after him.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we were there to help.
So he thanks us. The question he has is how he can speed up his recovery. So I think we've just gone through that with the hair.
Well, the thing is, I don't know about you. I don't know how to get my cells, if I cut myself, to heal. But I must do at some level.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do know, we all know how to heal because it's in here.
Just ask your unconscious or even instruct it. That's where I go with something like that. Well, is the unconscious willing to speed it up? And it might even go, no, because this is going to take a little bit of time and probably not. I mean, how many, I think it's 7 days for all the cells in the eyeball to be replaced?
So they're already replaced because it's been 7 days since he had his operation.
Yeah. Okay. So he can't be that far off. Every single cell being replaced. So I don't know. I would just simply ask my unconscious and even instruct it.
So Marco, when you do your self-hypnosis, I want you to hear us instructing your unconscious to ensure that you heal quickly, appropriately, so that the next time we do see you, you have amazing vision.
I was going to join in then,
But yeah,
but I was just doing a bit of self-healing on myself anyway, a bit of healing on myself.
So yeah.
In fact, there's something else. I did a Facebook post with somebody just the other day, actually, who is in hospital. And it sounds like they're going through a bit of an operation. He has spinal pins and rods and whatever.
That too.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
And I wish them. Yeah. I didn't want to mention his name, but you have.
Sorry,
right? So, and he'd mentioned, and I said, look, I wish you a speedy recovery, because I know he used to turn up on some of our early practice group sessions. Yeah. So I know he's an accomplished practitioner, maybe even a master practitioner. And I just kind of commented and said, look, you know how to heal. But it was interesting. The reply was, but the thing is, the pins and the bolts mean there is going to be some pain. I thought, do not buy into the presupposition that at the moment, that's what you've been told, and that might be what you're experiencing. It does not mean it can't be turned down and even switched off. And quite often, if people struggle to turn it off, it's because the system's going, well, if you turn it off, you're going to muck around and cause more problems. You go, no, my deal is turn it off and I will be cautious and act appropriately. But it was interesting. He said, if only I could have Milton, Richard and you there, Steve. And I went back and said, well, you have. You know who we are. Hear our voices talking to you. And he said, and the other thing was, and I can always, they give me the drugs. I said, well, take the drugs and then just make sure that once you've got the experience of the drugs, revivification of that experience, anchor it in. Yeah. And it's the thing, actually, in response to Marco's question. A lot of people that have done NLP practitioners and master practitioners, they've already got the solutions to a lot of the questions they ask and the challenges they face. And they're not always really applying it. I know that's not the case with Marco. I mean, I'm sure he's been doing his own self-healing. Yeah. But you've got to experiment on yourself. You've got to go there first with these things.
Definitely. I mean, your little toolbox that you get at the end of your practitioner, your master practitioner, that's not just to be used on other people, guys. That's for you to use on yourself.
And well, I think actually in the practitioner, it really is go first. Practitioner, practice on yourself. Yeah. That's to me, that's the difference that makes the difference. When I see somebody that's been really doing the work, they know a swish pattern. They know 10 swish patterns because they've been playing and experimenting. They've done 4 different visual squashes linked in with logical levels. Because they're playing and they're being creative and they've done it on themselves. You can see when someone's been doing the work and going there. Yeah. So, Marco, you're going to heal. The only question to ask yourself is just how quickly.
Yeah. And we'll be there while you sleep and while you dream.
And while you dream and while you sleep.
You'll hear our voice.
You'll be able to see a brighter future.